Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and as you can see right here in front of you, you should obviously be able to now get a good idea as to what we're looking at today, and it is something I am really excited about. You should be able to take notice of the W Dragon logo up there on the top left, and of course, giving it all away, besides the thumbnail and description of the video, is this Spinosaurus 1/35th scale name tag up here, and this illustration of the skeletal structure of the Spinosaurus. So this is the brand new W Dragon 1/35th scale Jurassic Park 3 style Spinosaurus, and I am super excited to take a look at it. The actual box doesn't really have too much going on. It's pretty much just this image here on the front. Other than that, it's just a box, so let's break the box open and get a look at it. Wow, the very first thing I see when I open the box is this. This is an incredible illustration of the JP3 Spinosaurus. It really looks like Crash McCreary's work. I don't know for sure if it actually is, or if this is just something inspired by his work, but honestly, it is just breathtakingly beautiful. The image is just so well drawn, and it is just overall gorgeous, something I will definitely be throwing probably in a frame one day and putting up with the rest of my dinosaur collection when I actually have an opportunity to display my whole collection, and this will definitely be a beautiful framed image hanging on my wall. Magnificent looking addition. I really love that. And then on the back you've got the W Dragon logo, so super awesome for that addition to this set. And then here is the base for the Spinosaurus, and here is the Spinosaurus itself. And he's pretty big, or should I say she. Regardless, whatever we're gonna call it, it is a very large looking Spinosaurus, and at first glance is just unbelievable in person. This is the type of figure that I can tell you right away that you just honestly need to get and look at in person to really comprehend and just take in all of its beauty. As far as looking like the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, it is pretty much sculpted to perfection, in my opinion, from what I can see, and I'm pretty impatient when it comes to looking at these type of things up close. So without further ado, let's get a closer look at this unbelievable W Dragon Spinosaurus. So of course we're going to start with the dinosaur, not the base, and right away I just want to say how realistic looking the paint application is. You can see that pretty much everywhere it has different tones of color, and all the coloration really beautifully matches the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. It is actually really impressive just how good of a paint job they did. They really nailed the paint overall, even to the point of having like the different variations of red and light gray, but they also have kind of that raw sienna type of a paint included in there as well, which is something that you do see on the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, so they really paid attention to the paint scheme, and in my opinion, totally nailed it on this figure. As far as the sculpt work goes, it is just breathtakingly gorgeous. You can see the scale work is really nicely done all over and has been given a beautiful dark wash to really make the scaling and all the very small minute details jump out at you. The sculpt work around the eye also looks really nice, as does the eye in general. It's that beautiful green color that you do see on the Spinosaurus, and it has a very nice gloss, making it shine very realistically and generally look like a real living, breathing animal's eye. As you run out the length of the snout, you can see the nostrils are sculpted out really nicely, and once again you can see just how beautiful of a job the dark wash does when it comes to really displaying all the detail and making this again look like a real living animal. The inside of the mouth, as far as the skin flap goes, has some very nice detail as well. It also has a beautiful gloss and is painted with a very realistic coloration. Again, the same coloration that you do see on the dinosaur in the film. The inside of the mouth looks fantastic. The tongue is really beautifully detailed, as is the upper part of the mouth. And if you actually look back there, it almost looks like it honestly has a throat. With the hole that you see in the back, it kind of looks like it doesn't actually end. So that is really cool. Again, for an extra bit of realism. The teeth are sculpted perfectly, exactly once again what you see on the film. So as far as film accuracy goes, they've nailed it with this figure. And the teeth are all painted really nicely. You can see looking at them that there is no sloppiness anywhere on these teeth. So this Spinosaurus is incredibly impressive already, and we're only at the head sculpt. As we start to move down the neck, you can see some very large, almost armored-like scaling or scoots up here on the top. All sorts of wrinkling going on here in the neck of the animal. Some nice skin folding and everything down here in the lower part of the throat. And again, you can pick up on many different color tones throughout the neck area, along with this light gray stripe that starts to run down the side of the animal. And again, up on the top, you can see that mixture of like that raw sienna color and the red, really staying faithful to the actual coloration of this dinosaur. And you get down here into the shoulder area, you can again pick up on that very large armored type of a scoot that goes down the side of the animal. Nice shoulder blade protruding from the skin, along with a very large, very tough looking skin texture. I really love the skin here kind of wrinkling behind the arm, showing the movement really nicely through the animal. And you can actually, you don't really notice any seams in the shoulder area where the arm is connected. I normally am used to dinosaur figures like this always having somewhat of a visible seam, but even in the elbow joint you just don't see that here. So they have done an incredible job as far as connecting the body part together with the actual main body. So that is really impressive stuff right there. As you move down the arm, you can take note of some really nice musculature. Beautiful sculpt work as far as the skin texture goes. The hands are really nicely done as well. Exactly the style hand sculpt that you see in the film. Once again, beautifully painted nails. There is no sloppiness at all. Nice dry brushing that they've done over top of the hand as well to really bring out some of the very nice detail that they've sculpted in there. Just as I turn it, you can really see just how incredible the detail and sculpt is, and they kind of have like a striping that runs down the arm, and that darker color is mixed throughout the body all over as well. Nice skin wrinkling here, kind of showing that the skin is bunching up in the stomach right here as the leg is stepping forward. Beautiful skin texture all over once again, even down here in the lower part of the stomach. Look how incredible that looks. Really, really nicely done. The sail itself also looks fantastic and is painted so awesome and naturally. It has the mixture of whites and light blues and kind of darker blues and reds and everything that you do see on the Spinosaurus in the film, so the sail looks absolutely awesome in my opinion as well. Nice hip bone here, elaborated from the body, really beautifully portrayed there. You can see the striping here along the legs, that white striping that you do see on the Spinosaurus. Very nice large scaling that starts to transition to smaller scales the further down in the leg you get. Very nice musculature there in the thigh as well. You can see the muscles are very large, very big and bulging. Nice kneecaps right there. Very nice creasing of the skin in the back of the leg, really showing the movement shining through there. Nice large calf muscles. There's some more of that striping that I saw on the arms. Really beautiful foot sculpt as well. The nails are once again very nicely painted. There is the hole for the peg to go in to hold it on the base. Nice dew claw there as well. Has a little bit of sloppiness to the paint. It's not totally painted up, but it looks really nice nonetheless. Really nice wrinkling of the skin here behind the thigh, showing the leg pulling and stretching the skin right there. And then you run out the length of the tail. You can see that beautiful skin texture with all the cracks and creases of the skin. It's really nicely sculpted in there as it transitions to the reddish tip of the tail with a very beautiful and majestic looking curve. As we look at the other side, you can see once again that everything is painted to perfection. The teeth are painted with like an off-white, almost a yellowish type color, which is again exactly as you see on the dinosaur in the film. And I've said that a lot in this review because it really is so faithful to what you do see on the actual film version of the dinosaur. The paint application is fantastic over here also. The eye looks once again very realistic, beautifully glistening in the light here as well. For the realistic wet look that the eye would have, same goes with the inside of the mouth. Has been given that really nice gloss to help shine and look very real. You can see the ears are sculpted out right here behind the head. And again, portraying some of the movement of the dinosaur right here in the neck as the dinosaur has its head slightly turned to the left. You can see some of the skin kind of stretching and wrinkling right here in the neck region, and some nice skin folding going on down here in the lower part of the throat as well. Beautifully portrayed shoulder blade right there. Again, the wrinkling of the skin right here showing the movement of the dinosaur. Look how muscular the arms are. He just looks like he is jacked, or I guess I should say she, because I believe the one in the film was a female. And since I'm sure that's who we are portraying here, that's who we are going to talk about. Beautifully sculpted hands over here once again. Nicely painted nails, nice dry brushing over the top of the hands also to help make that detail pop out to you. Beautiful sculpting right here also with the way the skin is kind of appearing to be stretched as the leg is pulling back. I really love that when companies do that, and W Dragon always nails the sculpts of their figures so well, especially when it comes to realism and portraying everything that's going on with the animal at that exact moment. They just nail it every single time, and there's some more proof of that with the way the skin is wrinkling and just really showing the leg movement. Nice skin texture here in the stomach. Really gives you the feeling that it is a very large animal with tough skin. Big scoots up here along the back, and there's the sail once again looking fantastic. Filled with detail and sculpt, but also that beautiful paint job as well. Nicely elaborated hip bone here. Some more of those white stripes, and the very large big muscles there in the thigh, along with the calf muscle and the kneecap once again. Beautiful wrinkling going on here as the leg is folding to take a step forward. And then you can see some more of that dark striping and just in general the beautiful skin tone of this animal. It really looks fantastic. They've done such a beautiful job. The foot sculpt on this side looks great as well. Perfectly in the position that it should be as it's taking that step. And then you run out the length of the tail with that very nice skin texture. All sorts of cracks and creases throughout the skin as it comes out to that very nice curve and transitions to the reddish coloration at the end of the tail. It looks great. Even the underside sports some unbelievable sculpt and detail. The paint application is really natural looking as well. Everywhere you look on this, it really genuinely looks like body color and not paint. And the seams are hidden so well that it is ridiculous. You almost feel like it is just one giant piece all put together. I really can't even pick up on the seams at all. It's really, really well done. So this Spinosaurus is unbelievable. And then here is the base. It just kind of appears to be like a rocky, muddy area. And you can see the footprints of the Spinosaurus there, which is where you would match up the footprint in and slide the peg right there in to hold your dinosaur on the base. It is really nicely painted, beautifully painted honestly. It's been given a nice dry brushing over it to really bring out all the detail. In general, the base also has some nice color tones, making it look like real earth. And I really think it looks great. And you can actually take notice now that I'm noticing it here. There are some footprints, some smaller footprints in here as well, which is really realistic of what you would probably see, but kind of gives you the feeling that maybe the Spinosaurus is trailing another dinosaur. I'm not sure exactly what species that would be, but it is definitely trailing something, and the base kind of tells you that story right there. The underside is just a soft material, but it's something that is really nice and will help to avoid damaging whatever you put this Spinosaurus on. So overall, this is just awesome. Now, as I said, you slide this peg right here into this hole on the bottom of the foot, and then the Spinosaurus goes in the base perfectly all the way down into the footprint, and the rear leg, if you can see that there, is actually up off the ground a little bit, so it really genuinely looks like it is in mid-step, mid-stride, so that is a really cool touch as well. Now the body itself, I believe, is made of PVC. I remember the guy from W Dragon actually telling me about this, and the legs are made of resin, so that will help to avoid these legs warping or anything over time when it comes to being on the base, and not only being on the base, but being up on one foot pretty much. And that is a really, really intelligent idea, and you honestly cannot tell the difference at all. Maybe if you feel it. Even feeling it, it really doesn't feel any different to me. So the resin legs were definitely a very good idea, and one thing that is actually really cool about the Spinosaurus in general is you don't need the base. It can stand perfectly on its own, actually really stable on its own, and now the only difference is the back foot here. The rear foot does touch the ground if it's not on the base, but it stands again perfectly. Look, I'm shaking it, it's not going anywhere. So the stability and balancing of this figure is just off the charts. As far as the size goes on our Spinosaurus, he's a bit too big to get totally in frame, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this at the end of his tail. So you're looking at about 17¼ inches long, or about 43.5 centimeters. So that should give you a good idea of how large this Spinosaurus is. And if I actually pick this up, if we go to the top of the sail, you're looking at about 9 inches or about 23 centimeters, somewhere in that general vicinity as far as a height goes to the tip of the sail. So to really iron home just how large this Spinosaurus truly is, we'll do a size comparison. Of course, with our buddy the green Papo-Rex, and if we put him straight to what would be face to face with the Spinosaurus, you can get a good idea that this Spinosaurus totally dwarfs our Papo-Rex, and really showing you just how large this Spinosaurus is, and not to mention large. Looking at him here, kind of going head to head with the Papo-Rex, she really looks quite menacing, honestly, so this could make one heck of a beautiful diorama. But actually, as far as a diorama goes, you probably won't find any better than the W Dragon Bull Tyrannosaurus Rex and the W Dragon Spinosaurus. And you now should be able to get a good idea, again, of how large this Spinosaurus is next to even the W Dragon T-Rex. You can see that they are really nicely scaled up against each other, but even the W Dragon Rex kind of looks small in comparison to the Spinosaurus. You don't really appreciate just how large this Spinosaurus is until you actually get it out of the box. It is impressively large. And for one last size comparison, there is the W Dragon Allosaurus, who wants absolutely no part of this Spinosaurus and is now headed out of frame. But you again should be able to tell that this Spinosaurus is massive and could quite easily take down this Allosaurus, even though this Allosaurus is just breathtakingly beautiful in my opinion. If you would like to see reviews of either this Allosaurus or the W Dragon T-Rex, check the description because I'll have reviews of both of those down there as well. But again, the W Dragon collection is shaping up to be quite amazing. All of these beautiful figures are showing you that, and this Spinosaurus is now the largest of the group without question, and an unbelievable addition to any collection. So this W Dragon 2019 Jurassic Park 3 style Spinosaurus is easily the best JP3 Spinosaurus that we have ever had from anybody ever. I'm talking, this defeats any of the figures from the toy lines. It just doesn't matter. I honestly like this way better than I like the statue that's coming out from Prime 1. I feel like there's a few things that are just a little off about the Prime 1 statue, and that is not the feeling that I get here with this Spinosaurus. Everything that I see on this Spinosaurus feels like it's proportioned perfectly to what you see in the film. Everything is just so spot on. I really think that they've just nailed the paint job on this Spinosaurus, even to the point of, if you look at the Spino in the film, you really kind of wonder, is it a brown or is it a gray? It's kind of hard to tell because it really looks like a very perfect mixture of both. It has kind of that tone of color that's like right on the border of both of those combined. And you really do see that here with this dinosaur. You kind of get the idea that it's like a dark gray in certain lights, but then you also get the feeling that it is a brown. And I think that's one thing that is really cool about this Spinosaurus, is just how insanely well they nailed the paint scheme on this. And honestly, looking at everything, it really looks just like it looks in the film, even to the point of the coloration of the eyes being down with the slits in the eyes, the coloration of the teeth, everything just looks fantastic. As far as the sculpt goes, like I said, you're not going to find a more accurate JP3 Spinosaurus than this, in my opinion. Definitely not currently. Who knows what the future holds, but as of right now, this is easily the best JP3 Spinosaurus we've ever seen. The sculpt and detail is just amazing on this, even to the point of the small, minute details shining through the movement of the dinosaur so beautifully, as W Dragon always does. I think they just nailed this and the base. It all looks so incredible and so beautiful in person. If we also take into consideration the sheer size of this, that makes the Spinosaurus even more impressive, and the fact that this Spinosaurus is only about $100 makes this unbelievable, because it is honestly huge, and at that price is just a complete steal, in my opinion. This Spinosaurus rocks. So if you want to buy yourself this W Dragon Spinosaurus, and I can say with 100% certainty that I without question recommend you do, if you are a fan of any of the Jurassic films, and specifically Jurassic Park 3, you honestly owe it to yourself to own something this beautiful, because this Spinosaurus is just jaw-droppingly gorgeous. So I will include a link in the description to an Aliexpress seller where I purchase many a dinosaur figure from, and he's a very good trustworthy seller. So make sure you go down there, you check that description, you head on over there and pick up this unbelievable Jurassic Park 3 style Spinosaurus today. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of any future videos, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.